Should have found those bees for
Yo,
5 mil.
let me grab some ice cream too. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Are we all getting ice cream?
Yeah.
Huh, can I get some ice cream? Can I get some ice cream?
It's just like what?
Yeah. Awesome. Be back, guys.
5 minutes later.
You gonna do an intro before we even like introduce us? Are you gonna introduce us? Or are we just gonna start it? Or like...
Who needs to introduce people? That's so like 2020. We're like
That's so
2021.
Everyone
People
knows
need
the
to
fuck
know who you are. Okay? If they don't know who you are, that's their fault.
Click, 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 click. Yeah, your hotkeys don't open the auction house, do they?
No. I was very sad.
I mean, I would probably be pretty sad too, but I would be the type who'd be lazy enough to, you know, cancel my pet and then check it.
I would do it just because the little N down there annoys me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
I kind of needed the speed boost here. Unless I forget to use it. Yeah, I used it immediately.
Okay.
And with
Oh
this,
gosh, you walked off the map.
Yeah.
Did you see
Classic
that?
mapping.
Yep.
Classic mapping.
We should have the, you know, god tier floating corgi.
Yep. Gotta use those AoE abilities here. Even when there's one rat, gotta use that AoE.
Of
course.
AoE.
Yeah, you gotta just show off your flame burst. Cooked
yeah.
rat. Like to have them on a skewer, preferably.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about the inline skates there, but you're missing a whole bunch of mobs that can spawn inline skates.
Yeah.
So kind of wondering about that. Then again, I don't know anything about the inline skate event, so I don't know if there's specific conditions. Or
I'm
what.
not even sure if these mobs can spawn it for me or not. Maybe it's based on like
Don't they have
the
to be similar
difficulty.
rank or higher?
Yeah, they have to be similar rank or higher, and I'm not sure if these guys are yet.
Okay.
I know some mobs in this dungeon will be, but I'm trying to get a sub 15 run in, so I'm not sure if I'm caring so much about the inline skates. In fact, I think I'm mad that the inline skate event is running because it's gonna slow me down to try to pick up the skates.
Point.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
By the way, we're eating ice cream, different kinds of ice cream. I'm eating Kit Kat ice cream. I don't know what you guys are eating.
I got French vanilla.
I got cookies and cream.
Those both sound good, but I think Kit Kat tops that.
I don't know, bro. Kit Kat ice cream, it's just a little too much sometimes.
It's got pieces of Kit Kat in it. I've been wanting some chocolate.
Is that I don't really like sweets that much.
I like cherry vanilla, but I don't have cherry vanilla. Makes me sad.
Yeah, my dad's a big fan of cherry and strawberry stuff. Yeah, you missed a few
You're
there.
actually
You missed three.
commenting about.
Yeah. Spinning
what's that
Slasher's a troll.
It's probably going to be weird because they may not hear our other commentation. This commentation. So. Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about pets. I have the Smart Meat Shield. Pet.
AI?
Whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what it does is it'll go up to whoever I'm targeting and be close, and if they like start to run towards me, it'll hit them real quick. The only problem is even if they're dead or knocked back, it will stay on them. So if I try to mount and get close to them, it's still trying to run around them. So I have to spam my come here button for them to come close while I'm grabbing some loot to then mount it. So it does add a few seconds onto the time there, but I figure like all the ways to mount a pet are still going to be pretty frustrating.
Yep.
Just because the way it's designed.
Yeah, I use the command AI, so the pet does literally nothing I don't tell it to.
Yeah, and that, I mean that still is, you still have to spam the key for it.
Yeah, spamming the key to mount, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love that melee resistance with the I have
love
it
how
on
that flame reached that spider.
Yeah. We got flame burst range 20 gloves, and on the guard cylinder I have auto melee defense. So sometimes even if they hit me, the flame burst keeps going. It just reduces the number of ticks that I have. Here I'm hitting the enemy that's farthest away to try to get them in range of spinning slasher so I could yoink them all at the same time. And
it's good. You still missed one of the other ones though.
Yeah, I missed one of the other ones.
And a close one.
It's okay.
Even though you missed quite a bit, you had a real good run on this one.
Yeah.
That Reaper is always the best thing. Love seeing it.
Gotta
enjoying
get
that
down.
the Perseus knuckle?
Yeah, it's been a godsend.
I'm back.
It makes me sad that I don't have my staff ego anymore because I'm using the ego for the faster chain 2 and chain 3 skills for fighter.
Okay.
But yeah, I miss it. But the Perseus is worth it, you know. Like switching egos over.
I'm surprised that Mimic just kind of ignored you that whole time. The one that was open.
I used Kunai Storm, and Kunai Storm doesn't draw aggro. So, with Divine Link on, it's going to aggro my pet before it aggroes me. But the other enemies in the area all aggroed the pet already. And there's an aggro limit.
You sold something else in your auction house.
Okay. How'd you tell something else sold?
In the bottom right-hand corner, it popped up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it would pop up saying anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll take
I
that.
don't know why it didn't let me target that thing. It's so sad.
Because Spooter too close. Spooky Spooter.
So here we see we're hit the 5-minute mark, and that's where Divine Link runs out for the first time. It has a 5-minute duration, so.
Oh, did you use that time up there to determine that, or were you just kind of watching the pet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of like, I'm trying to keep an eye on the time because I'm trying to like, I was thinking, hey, this is a really good time for getting to the second floor, and I noticed, oh, right, it's 5 minutes, I should Divine Link again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of both a little bit. Keeping my
What's
eye
an
on
average one floor run of Rundal that
solo for me, an average is probably like 8 or 9 minutes. So that was like ridiculously fast for my solo time. A lot of parties are going to struggle to get 10 minutes or below.
Yeah.
The double.
I mean, I even
charging
see
strike.
you had a lot of that you still could have chopped off there too.
Yeah.
But otherwise, pretty dang optimized where it counts. And
Yeah.
the overkill.
Yeah, a lot of it's a DPS check, sort of. But part of it is also having the right AoE abilities to use.
Yeah.
Especially when we start getting to some of these boxes and stuff here. Yeah. You see how the one skeleton aggroed and none of the mimics aggroed?
Yeah.
The mimics AI is different than the skeletons. So if an enemy is already aggroed by something, unless you opened the mimic, like clicked on it and opened it, it won't aggro you unless it's the only enemy aggroed on you.
Okay.
So because the skeleton aggroed my pet, the mimics can't.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed their AI, especially a while back when I was playing, definitely had some quirks to it, but of course they had to code it that way, so it didn't just aggro out of its mimic state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of quirky AI tricks. You can use Windmill to reset AIs on certain mobs. Here you can see I'm using my pet to start weakening that enemy while I'm working on these ones.
Okay.
That's
you
the
weren't
strategy
using
I
it just
use
to
a
keep it
lot.
occupied or distracted.
No.
Or using it to the weekend. Okay.
Yeah, because there's a limit to how many of these guys can aggro you at once, and I had like the maximum number aggroed on my pet because I was attacking them.
Yeah.
So this guy wasn't going to aggro at all, but the pet actually does some decent damage. It just kind of softens the enemy up.
I always liked the aesthetic of Rundal Dungeon.
It's my
It's
favorite.
the main Maka sewer, but it also kind of looks like a castle.
Yeah.
The part I
But,
like
I
about
mean,
it is
The water's
that
clear.
yeah, I like being able to see the whole dungeon from like anywhere that you're at.
Yeah.
Right.
No walls or anything. It's all open.
Yeah.
Which I wonder, it must be the sewer now that I'm thinking more about it instead of just joking, because why else would you have so much water just underground and walkways with
It's under
nothing
the
else,
lake.
unless it's like,
It's up the lake.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's up the lake.
I
This
didn't think
entire-
it went that direction. It looks like it's going like under.
It's why you have the 50 people in parts of the dungeon is because it's a underwater dungeon.
Well, how is it under the water if there's water above?
Well, the water's all. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense that like in the upper floor, when you look out past the walls, that's water out there, right?
Yeah.
And then you go downstairs.
Yeah.
So I assume that certain parts of the dungeon are underwater because of that. And like
Okay.
that's the whole like kind of you got
Probably
pirate.
just like an underwater cave.
Yeah, you have like pirate skeletons, right? So this is like where they're shipwrecked and now they're underwater, and you have the fish people.
Okay.
So
That
it's
makes
kind of
some
like
more sense.
yeah.
Never really talked through the lore of Rundal. I've always just kind of enjoyed it. I hate the shipwreck rats though. The ship rats.
Yeah, they're super weak to flame burst, but they don't take very much damage from ranged or melee attacks. So
Really?
I try to hit them with flame burst as soon as I can.
I remembered when I was first playing, mainly focusing on mage,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the one thing that, since they could use magic back, it sucked, but it's one of the things that could help take care of them easier.
Here I'm hitting the 4 button and the R button, but I'm fat
Oh.
fingering it because I'm just trying to mount the pet and I keep hitting 4.
Oh, and your 4 is your
Oh.
Shadowbind?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a miss.
Wow, bro.
And now we're out of Dorsha. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
now you're getting beat up. Get him in the corner, boys. Turn around.
It's okay.
Back it up. Now dance. Dance.
I'm not
Swift.
stuck in
Ooh, love.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
I feel bad for that sword. That dog is just nom nom nom, and he has nothing. He can't do anything.
Yep.
So explain to me, why isn't the sword getting knocked back?
Because it's a fin pet. So once you fin sync a pet, it doesn't matter what sacrifice you use to make it a fin pet, but by using fin sync and making it a fin pet, it now loses the ability to knock back most enemies in the game.
Ah.
So
Unless
it'll
it's
just
got a
continuously
specific
hit.
element, right?
No, the thing that makes them take knockback is actually being immune to knockback.
Oh, okay.
It's goofy. So, like, you'll notice if my pet attacks the veteran dungeon boss, that not being able to knock back that boss would, like, make it overpowered. Or, like, enemies that can't be frozen and stuff like that will still get knocked back by the pet, because stun locking them would break the mechanics of the fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So it prevents it. They're coded in such a way that preventing the knockback doesn't break content that's a little bit older entirely, because it does trivialize a lot of this sort of thing when the pet's not knocking it back, so I can still use my AoE. But yeah.
Yeah, I like the finny pets and how they are. There's a lot of good little stuff about them. It was really confusing when it came out, like most things in this game. When it first comes out, it's
Mhm.
very confusing until... Mainly because I think the way it's worded a lot of the times.
I
'Cause it is
think-
translated. But they're different concepts, too. They're not anything normally that you come across. Yeah. You're already at the boss room.
Yep. So my strategy
Troll
for
boy and his dead children.
Yeah, my strategy for all of the boss rooms for any of the dungeons is refresh Divine Link, start Wings of Haste, and then force my pet to attack each of the enemies in the room one time if I can get it.
Okay.
So you'll see me like start sending the pet to hit each enemy once, and that will guarantee that it pulls their aggro, and then all of the enemies are gonna run toward the pet
Okay.
if their AI
And then
allows it.
do you set your pet a certain way to then let you aggro everything, or do you just kind of let him do his thing?
I kind of let him. I actually tell him to sit down so that he doesn't actually attack the boss and knock it back. Once the enemies are all in range, then I use Sakura Abyss to AoE them down. And that usually does a lot of damage to the boss as well. Is Sakura Abyss hits 5 times, and the multiplier on it is 250% base damage times 4, which is it's like times the number of charges divided by 5. There's 20 charges, so times 4, which is essentially 1,000% base damage multiplier, which is the highest in the game. Even Dan 3 Pummel only has like 960% damage. I say that as I'm pummeling.
Yes.
So, like, even including a single target top level damaging skill like that, Soccer Abyss beats it in damage, like base damage multiplier. So I usually spam Soccer Abyss as much as I can to soften the boss before focusing on like single target hits.
So how
Did
does
you
the
already
cooldown
do-
get refreshed?
What was that?
Go ahead.
Cooldown. How does it get refreshed?
Perseus.
Oh.
Anytime that I crit, there's a 50% chance that the cooldowns on all my fighter skills reset. So you'll see me using like Pommel and Somersault Kick because they have 3 hits each, and I have a 30% crit rate. I'm basically guaranteed to crit twice between the 2 skills, and that'll reset the skill.
So close to
Yeah.
almost
You need
15.
11 seconds.
So wait, why did his clothes change when he died?
I don't know.
His outfit's orange. You just dyed his outfit for him as you
Cool.
destroyed him.
I love it. So here's another strat. If you go through and click on each of the chests, it'll open the dialogue box and it won't finish the dialogue until you actually click on it again. So you can open all the boxes like this.
So what happens if you did that, but then desummon your pet before you started clicking OK? Did your
It
character
works
walk
without.
over there? Or what exactly?
Yeah, it works without the pet as well. It's just the movement speed is faster.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
didn't know if desummoning the pet would break that.
No. No, you can still
Okay.
do this without the pet entirely. It's just faster with the pet because you're like
Makes
basically
sense.
immediately on top of the box.
Did you end up using a lot of your dragons to decrease the proc? I wasn't paying attention.
Yes. So I use
Okay.
the mirror drag. You'll see over on the left hand side here, I have the mirror dragon and bone dragon. I use those
Yep.
on basically just the boss.
Okay.
I didn't use it for anything else. All right.
Makes
Well, thanks for
I
joining me,
will
guys,
attention.
and thanks everybody for watching. If you're still here, I'll see you in the next video.